Welcome to Hammer and Nails with Skip and Alison Bedell.
Good morning, Vietnam.
Vietnam? What?
I don't
All
know.
right there, Robin Williams. All right, Mork. Well, every time I think of him, I think of Mork and Mindy.
Yeah.
Right? Nanu.
Hey, everybody.
What's going on? I'm Skip Bedell.
And I'm Alison Bedell.
Did you almost forget your
Well,
name
I
there
was going
for
to
a
say you're
second?
Mork and I was going to be Mindy.
I was just looking at you. You had like a blank. You had a blonde moment there for a second.
I was going to say
Welcome
Mindy.
back to Hammer and Nails podcast, you guys.
Thank you for coming back. Unfortunately, this is going to be a shorty today.
This is going to be the shortest ever because we're like late to get on a plane and heading over to Baltimore to go to the DeWalt Tool Expo.
Yeah, rewind the last episode where I said to Skip, I don't see how we're going to get Tuesday's episode done if we're going to be leaving on Monday. And he's like, we'll get it done.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he waited till the last
We'll get it
minute.
done. We always get it done. No matter what, it
Last
gets done.
fucking minute.
Listen, better late than never, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. People
Yeah.
are depending on this.
Yes.
They're depending on this
they're
useless
waiting
information.
on it.
Yes.
All 6 people are waiting on it.
Yes.
Here you go, peeps.
I told you, it's up to 11. All right?
So we have it's Tip Tuesday. It's
It is.
Tip Tuesday, but it's not going to be Tip Tuesday.
Yeah, because we haven't had time to ask you guys any questions. You guys haven't written in any questions, and we got to catch a plane. So
we have to catch a plane.
I got a good tip for you. Don't be late to the airport because you're going to get stuck at TSA.
Yeah, we're going to take the shittiest airline ever made today. We're taking those assholes at Southwest.
Assholes.
Yeah, they're
You
huge.
might not want to say that right before we get on the plane because,
You know what? Ever since they
if
did
anyone listens to this, we're in trouble.
ever since they screwed over Lynette like they did.
Not that anybody will listen to this, but yeah.
Yeah, no, they're not listening. But they screwed over Lynette in the biggest way. I don't know if anybody. I don't know. Maybe some people heard about what happened to her, but Southwest.
Lynette Carolla.
Yeah, they really screwed her over last year. She was in Las Vegas with Adam and his crew, and he did his live show, and she was doing something with the Mangria promotion, and she was catching a flight home. She had Olga, their nanny, home with the 2 kids, and she was catching a flight home to go be home with the kids. And Olga has her own family, and she was waiting to go home to her family. And so it was a long weekend of being by the poolside and giving people mangria. And she and she gets
It's a tough gig.
She gets to the airport looking a bit disheveled, but waiting on that long line to get on the plane. And there's some guy in front of her who starts talking to her, and they just start, bullshitting about nothing in particular. They get on the plane. The guy sits next to some other man, and the guy, I think, gets the middle seat. And then Lynette gets the row in back of him on the opposite side of the aisle. I think she said she had the end seat, the aisle seat. Right. And so at some point, before this is while everybody's getting seated, the guy who was talking to Lynette asks the guy he's sitting next to switch with him or to switch with Lynette. I don't know. So he wanted to sit next to Lynette, and the guy says no. So then the guy started getting really fucky with him because the guy didn't want to move his seat.
Right.
So meanwhile, Lynette's like, and she's looking at the other guy like, don't worry about it, because she doesn't even know this fucking guy. She doesn't care. She just she wanted to go to sleep, and she didn't care about the guy.
She's like, listen, I'm putting my my blinders on, and I'm going to put my headphones on, and you all can go fuck off. So I don't care what happens. You figure it out. I'm going to sleep.
Right. So then the guy starts like an argument with the guy that he's sitting next to, and it comes to the attention of the flight attendant, and Lynette's just sitting there like, what the fuck,
Minding her own business.
Minding her own fucking business. Eyes closed, right? So then at some point they call the guy up to the front because they are like want to find out what the fuck's going on.
Now these 2 guys are having an argument in the seat right next to her.
Right. So apparently the guy who was talking to her online was telling the flight attendants that that's his friend or whatever. He wanted to sit next to her. Long story short, because there's a lot more details, but they end up making him get off the plane and Lynette, who was sitting there doing nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. She was trying to sleep. She wasn't involved in the argument. She didn't get involved in any. There was no words exchanged.
Could you imagine?
She
like,
didn't
she
know
doesn't
the
even
guy.
know this guy.
Yeah,
right?
didn't even fucking know the guy. So they tell her that she had to get off the plane too, and she's like, like what? So, but the fucked up part of this story is it was like 11 something at night. It was like the last flight of the night.
Yeah.
They basically sent her to be alone in the airport with a stranger with no other flights leaving afterwards.
Right, yeah, so the two of them get ushered off the plane.
Yeah, so here, be alone with your rapist.
And now they're standing at the gate where no one's there, right, because there's not another flight
nothing's
leaving after
there.
that. And basically she's like, oh my God. Like,
Stranded alone with some fucking stranger.
It's like midnight, right? And
yeah, who got her kicked off the flight. So
can you imagine they just left her there like that?
Yeah,
They shut the door. Okay, bye-bye.
Unbelievable to me that they are so fucking irresponsible and that they went so far as to get her, not even the other guy that he was arguing with. The guy who he was arguing with got to stay on the fucking plane because he was dressed like a businessman.
Right.
Lynette looked like disheveled from having a weekend of partying.
Well, that's what she said. She thought it was all because of how she
looked. Yeah. And it was just very fucked up. So good thing for her, at least, that she still had a suite at the hotel where she and Adam were staying because he was still there.
Right.
But, can you imagine that they took her off the plane and then left her alone with this fucking guy? Not even, calling security
with the
something.
stalker guy.
Yes, with the fucking stalker that wanted to sit next to her. So, fuck you, Southwest. I am very opposed to taking them, and had this not been the only fucking flight direct to Baltimore, we would not be taking it, but we have really no other. I'm not going to drive 6 hours to take a stand.
Let's just hope they don't kick us off the plane and you're stranded in the empty gate with me.
I know.
All right? Because I will stalk your ass. I will stalk you, and I will do things to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You better hope I do
might
things
get
to you.
raped in the airport. But I love you, Lynette. I'm not going to drive 6 hours just to take a stand against Southwest. But I fucking hate them, and I tweeted out as much as I possibly could about what assholes they are.
Yeah.
Fucking hate Southwest. Not to mention their shitty seats and their shitty no seat assignment. Oh my God, that stresses me out.
You know what's crazy about that is everybody piles to the gate real quick to get on the line first.
They've changed
because
it.
as you get on the plane, it's it's a free for all.
Yeah.
Take whatever seat you want.
Yeah. So meanwhile, it used to be a total free for all where there was no seat assignments and it's a race to get on the line first. Then they broke it down a few years later into 3 groups. So you're either group A, B, or C.
Right.
Then they changed it where they gave seat in number order, and so you're Group A, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to however many.
Any differentiating factor between Group A, B, and C? What?
A boards first.
Is it just random?
It's random,
okay.
But they also have where you can buy business. It's not business. They don't have business class seating, but it's called business something.
Right. Can you spend a little extra money and get yourself bumped up to Group A?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
gotcha.
and I tried to. I did that when I bought the ticket, but then when we refunded it because DeWalt then bought the tickets,
right.
They didn't buy that. So now we're Group B. Number 52 and 53, which means there's going to be about 1,000 people on the plane before we get there, and there's only going to be middle seats left, so I can't sit next to you.
Which also means that there'll be no overhead compartment space available.
Yes, exactly that, and also we'll be at the back of the fucking plane, which I hate. So what I'm going to do when we get there is I'm going to pull the
You're already all fired up. We didn't even leave the house yet.
This is what it does to me.
Wow.
I'm going to pull the handicap card when we get there. We need pre-boarding.
Whoa.
We need pre-boarding because I'm
Your ass
handicapped.
hurts.
I'm going to limp. I've got a bad back and I've got the dog.
Right. Oh, nice. There you go. There you go. We're pulling the Milo card.
Yeah. You know what? I might even go get my back belt and put it on before we get there.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm going to limp.
I love it.
I can't. You know what? Really? I
leave?
am handicapped because the mental stress of this fucking line alone is really making me nuts.
You're already mentally incapacitated.
I am.
Here's the worst part. I have to drive in the car with you now to the airport and hear your continuous rant before we've even gotten to the airport.
Yeah. Well, you know, support my limp.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I wish we had a cane. I'd fucking use it.
Oh God.
Do we have a wheelchair?
Can I get a wheelchair?
Can I get a wheelchair, please? Oh, yes. You know what? If they have a wheelchair at the airport, we need to grab one and quick push me.
Oh, no. Come on now.
Oh, yeah.
Come on now.
Come on. You know what? This is going to
We're
fuck
only
me up
50
mentally.
seats back.
I can't handle it. Fuck.
Yeah.
So the other day we were at dinner at a restaurant down in Port Jefferson, which is by the water. It's called the Arden, and it's a beautiful restaurant. They really decorated it nice. We wanted to have a nice Friday night dinner. And we had a table by the open window. It was like on the second floor up, open window, open air.
Yeah, they got like a big balcony that opens up out to the main street that overlooks kind of the village there or whatever. So,
and there was some nice tables that were at the edge, at the wall by the opening. It's open air wall there. So we had a really nice table, and we sat down, and what the fuck?
All right, so the what looked to be like really cool seating, right? They were like made out of like steel pipe, like kind of like gas pipe, black pipe we call it in the business. You guys may or may not have seen some stuff that I posted on social media about some wall sconces that I made, light fixtures that I made out of black pipe. And so they were made out of that, all with T's and elbows and whatever, and steel threaded pipe. And they looked really cool. And they had a leather kind of fitted what looked to be like an upholstered seat on the top of it. And it was like a bar stool. It had a little short back, but the back only came up
like a very short back in the back.
The very short back came up like just enough, almost like a saddle.
Like 4 inches.
It was like a saddle, right? Yeah, but it didn't even come up like above your ass, right? Yeah. But the worst part was when you sit in it, the foam and the cushion of the seat on the back part of the seat was much higher than it was on the front. So it was almost like a wedge that you're sitting on.
Already.
So it's like it's forcing you to lean forward. Like it's like kind of pushing you out of the seat. Like you want to slide off the seat. So I'm sitting there and I'm realizing I'm wearing
But not only that with the seat though. It was a short seat. It was like it came up to the middle of your thigh instead of closer to the back of your knees.
That was even the worst part. So if it had been like a normal seat to where the portion, the horizontal portion, comes out to right behind your knees, it would have supported your whole body. But instead, the seat was only about maybe, I don't know, like 10 inches
It was halfway
wide.
up your thigh.
It hit you like right in the middle of your hamstrings. Like half of your leg was hanging off the seat, and the other half, like your ass, is now up on an angle. So I'm like, what the fuck kind of stool is this?
These were the most
So I'm thinking maybe just mine's busted or whatever, right? So somebody
as soon
fucked it
as
up.
you sat down, I heard you say uncomfortable seat, and I was like, what?
Terrible.
And I wasn't sure if you said comfortable.
So then I look over at you, and you're like doing like this whole wedge thing
what?
too.
What?
So I look around at all the rest of them, and they're designed like that. So I'm thinking, what could possibly be the motivation behind this? Is it like to get you to sit down, eat quick, and get the fuck out so we can seat somebody else? Like, because you don't want to sit on these seats.
Does it make you want to sit longer and drink more?
Yeah, so here's the problem that I've never experienced before in my life. Now, all of a sudden, I knew what it was like to be a chick and have like camel toe. Because
he was like sliding forward in the seat a bit.
I'm sliding forward, so my shorts now are getting like rammed up the back, like up I'm getting
up the middle of his ball sack.
I'm getting a wedgie
in his
right?
balls,
and like so my body is now rolling down, and my shorts are thick. My whole body is rolling like kind of forward off the seat, but my shorts are kind of sticking to the seat and staying in place. So what's happening now is like the inseam down the middle of the shorts is now getting wedgied into my nutsack, and I'm looking down, and
and it looked like complete camel toe.
Yeah, but I had like,
and then he was like pushing it more to do it so that it was more emphasized.
I was like doing it even more, so there was like one nut on either side of the seam, and it was like
pushing forward.
I had camel nuts. It was really bad. And not only that, it was painful. So I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
This seat is like the most uncomfortable. I'm actually in pain now because my sack is getting separated, and I'm getting like a seam wedged up into my. I'm like, ah. Oh. And then like I had to figure out which side am I going to, you lean to the left and to the right, like my whole junk.
There was no room in there.
Yeah, so my whole junk was like to the right, and the right nut was on the right side, and then it was just the left nut on the other side. It looked like this whole like giant thing going on the right side of the seam.
Yeah.
And then like my one little lone left nut was on the other side. I'm like, I'm like, I hate these seats. But meanwhile, the worst part of it all yet was that the food was so fucking good, I didn't want to get out of the seat. I wanted to keep eating. So now I'm forced to be in pain and eat this awesome food. So I just kept having more wine. I had like 4 glasses of wine.
Did.
Eventually the nut pain went away because the wine kind of numbed it out a little bit. But I realized like maybe there's some method to this madness. Either it's to if you're not going to eat and drink a lot, and you have to drink a lot to endure the pain, then you need to get the fuck out of here because we've got somebody else waiting.
Right.
So it's either that or it's just a really poor design.
I can't believe that they still have them there. I mean, there's got to be people who've complained. I had a skirt on. I had that my camouflage skirt on, the short skirt.
Yeah.
And it was like kind of like a denim-y type of material. It's a short skirt. And sitting there, because it's leaning forward, it's making my body like go forward a little bit, which made my skirt rise as I'm sitting there. So I got my whole choach out.
Yeah, the whole thing was out. I had camel nuts.
And I had exposed choach.
You had exposed choach. I'm like, wow, what's going on in this place?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, like, there must be, like, cameras somewhere just to catch people's reactions when they sit down in these seats.
God.
We can't possibly be the only people that have ever complained about those seats. But the place has been open for, like, a year or so now. They're doing
More
well,
than
I
that.
guess.
Yeah, more than that.
And so you would think by now, with all the complaints, they would have changed the seating. So there must be, if they haven't, there must be some method to it, the reasoning behind it. I'm thinking Taffer came through this place, and he's like, all right, you're going to install these seats. They're going to work. I'm going to tell you why. It's going to make you money, and here's why. So there must have been some...
No, he wants people
bar
to
science.
stay. From what I remember on the show.
I don't know. Like,
I guess to get people to stay and keep drinking.
Well, yeah. I don't know. Like, on the other side, they have like a little more like restaurant formal dining sitting area. This was more like seating in the bar area, like bigger table, like high tables, with
long,
bar
high
stools
tables.
rather than like regular, low dining tables.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe they want more return. I can't imagine. All I know is that...
We need to ask them. We need to tell them that you had camel nuts and find out what's the idea behind it.
We know the owner there, so I'm going to send him an email. Now that you just reminded me of this, I forgot all about my camel nuts. I think I wanted to just erase it from my memory that it ever happened.
No, I made sure to take notes of your camel nuts.
Oh, thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, so you're welcome.
Camel nuts.
And you know what? You had on shorts that were the color of a camel.
Oh, yeah, I had like on khaki,
they were like the color of a camel. You look like real
shorts.
camel toe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was actually full.
You actually had a camel's foot in your crotch.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
You know what? And then when he was pulling on it harder to make it funny, I was completely disgusted, and that is the hugest turnoff.
It was really bad.
That's like, I don't want to go near that stuff when
it was like
as
if someone pulled their pants, like an old man pulled their pants up to his chest.
Yes.
And then
so he was sliding forward harder to make the balls bulge more.
It looked like
disgusting.
I had one giant baseball-sized ball on one side, and then like one little nut on the other side.
And they were like busting through really. It was like really fucking hard on each side.
It was like a coconut on one side and a little cashew on the other.
Cashew. Well, you do have minuscule balls to begin with.
Oh, no, they're not minuscule. They're just tightly wrapped.
They are
I have
tightly
a nice,
wrapped.
tight package.
Yeah, it's got a nice, tight package.
There
Thank
you go.
God, no big, long, hangy ball sack.
As if you guys needed to know that.
Um,
See, this is the reason why you tune in.
I saw something on Facebook. I don't even know if this is factual or if, but I'm thinking it is. I don't know how they came up with this, but it says roughly half of the people wipe standing up and the other half wipe sitting down, and most people don't realize that the other group exists.
Wow, that's fascinating.
Did you ever see somebody wipe standing up?
I don't ever watch anyone wipes. I have no idea. How the fuck would I know how anyone wipes?
Well, I mean, you have to have been in a bathroom with somebody at some point in your life. Have you ever been with somebody who wiped standing up?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever committed that to memory. Now, let me think back.
Okay, now let me tell you why this just caught my eye.
I can think of watching you, so you would certainly be the most recent.
Okay, well, I wipe sitting down.
Yeah.
But this is what
kind of reach through the middle, right?
First of all, I think the part where it says that most people don't realize the other group exists, I think the reason this caught my attention is because my ex-wife wiped standing up, and I've never seen it in my life until that.
Really?
And I remember thinking to myself, what the fuck
Well, she also peeled on the floor, so...
Well, yes, she has peed on the floor on occasion. Standing up, watching it go.
When heavily intoxicated.
Yes.
I'm just going to pee right here.
Yeah. Right. I don't feel like walking to the bathroom. So
2 feet from the bathroom.
Yeah, I'm just going to go right next to the bed. But she wiped standing up, and I've never seen anything like it. I couldn't imagine what would prompt somebody to do that.
I don't know.
And I would imagine that when you do stand up, that if whatever was like drips would come down or something. I don't know.
What I want to know, what I'm fascinated by, is how is it that every podcast we get to talk about something that has to do with the toilet?
Because I love the toilet.
You are so into toilet humor.
I love We talk about poop every time we're at the dinner table with your mom and sister.
What is that? It always comes up like some conversation.
Somebody talks about farting.
I don't understand it. Like, what is the fascination with all of this stuff?
Well, because everybody does it, and it's just human nature.
Okay.
I mean, sometimes there's something to tell.
Can we please talk about something really important?
Well, no,
here?
this is important. I was listening to Howard Stern last week, and he was talking about he's always talking about his shits and wiping and all that business, and he was talking about at some point he stood up because he wants to see what's in the bowl. But he grabs both ass cheeks and separates them so that it doesn't get on the other cheek or something. And he was talking about doing something standing up too. And it reminded me, like, what the fuck? Why do people stand up when they're doing all this business?
I really, honestly, I don't know.
So if you wipe standing up, people, I need you to Facebook message me, either private message or on a post. I need to know what's behind that. How did you start doing that? Was it like your parents started it, or was there something that happened to you that made you want to start wiping standing up? Wow. I mean that would be guys wiping after they crapped, obviously, and girls after you pee. Do you stand up and wipe?
Well, girls crap too, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying, the girls wiping after they pee. I want to know why.
Always wipe from front to back. Remember.
You know what?
Let me
tell you something else about the front to back, okay? Because I was reading something else about like how to avoid getting a urinary tract infection. Make sure you wipe from front to back.
Listen, I don't care about all of that. You can have all the urinary tract infections you want. Don't wipe from back to front because I got to go down there. All right?
Exactly.
That's what I'm thinking.
But let me explain this to you, okay? It is entirely possible to wipe your vag if you just pee from the back direction towards the front without going anywhere near your asshole. It's possible. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't
know. That six-pack configuration is pretty close together there.
No, there's a taint area in between that separates the two, and I know exactly where it is on my own anatomy.
It's very small, though, on you girls.
And I don't need to go...
You have a reduced taint.
Yeah, but the urethra doesn't go that far back towards the ass where you would need to go that far back to wipe the pee.
I just have to sit here and shake my head because I cannot believe that once again you have sucked me into a conversation that has to do with ass and balls and
Stop
shit
complaining
and wiping.
about it and engage in the conversation.
I'm fully engaged. I'm in it.
So this is what
I'm
want.
deep.
I don't know if guys realize this, but it is possible to wipe from the back to the front without going anywhere near the asshole and to completely and cleanly wipe the urine area. And it's also possible to wipe from the back to the front without going anywhere near the vag.
Okay.
You can totally contain it and you can even wipe the asshole from the front without going anywhere near the vag also.
Wow.
Because you don't have to keep pulling it forward. You can just wipe the ass, and once you reach the edge of the asshole, you pull it away from your skin and you don't continue to pull it through. It is possible to wipe anything from any direction without getting one onto the other.
For all my sponsors that are listening, I just want to say thanks so much for tuning in. And this is very relevant, by the way. This is all very relevant information.
Hey, I said vag, not pussy, so it's okay.
It's something that we all need to know about. Holy God.
Yeah, what's the matter with you? So I was searching, I forget what I was searching online for. Oh, God, it had something to do with something we were talking about, something with nipples or something. I don't know. I was looking up something, and there's this website called Topics, Topix, and it's kind of like message boards. They talk about everything and anything. I think they're also one of those websites that is at the end of a lot of news articles where you can comment on it. Are you listening to me?
Yeah, I'm listening.
You're looking at something else.
I know. I'm fully interested. Go ahead.
Okay, so this Topics has all different topics of conversation.
Of course.
And at the bottom of the page, when you always see if you're interested in this, you might be interested in these other things.
Yeah.
One of the things at the bottom of the page was, ever come in someone's food without telling them?
Nope. Can't say that I have.
Can't say that I have. Okay, so the more interesting part of this page was when I clicked on it and the things that people wrote.
Hey, you were compelled to click on this one. I have to know.
Yeah, I had to know. What the fuck? Somebody wrote, ice floats / smoothies, stepdaughter and female cousins. Enjoyed watching them drink it down. Knowing I was inside their bodies was hot.
Oh, my God. Mm-hmm. There are some very demented people out there.
Yeah. So another guy. Food? No. But there was one time I was with this girl and I was angry with her because she was being very ungrateful for some very nice things I'd done for her and really hurt my feelings. So, and I'm not proud of this, I waited until I had the opportunity to be alone with her things and I jerked off onto her makeup brush. I was careful to do it in such a way that her brush hairs didn't get clumped so she wouldn't be able to tell. I consoled myself knowing that the next time she put on her makeup, which was every day, she would be brushing my cum all over her face.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with people?
Yeah. So there's more. I've came into my mom's food and drink.
Oh, come on,
multiple times a week.
Come on.
Usually squirt a load into her coffee in the morning and stir it in really well. Then if I can, I'll shoot a load into her dinner if she walks away for a moment. But her ranch dressing probably has about 4 or 5 loads in it.
Oh.
I've also put a load in her shampoo and face cream.
Dude, you seriously need to get yourself checked, man.
Yep. There's a whole lot of these interesting things.
I get the picture.
Somebody wrote, anyone who would do that to their own mother is lower than shit. You should be beaten to death with a baseball bat.
Beating to death is far too good for that person. Far too good. They should be tortured for an extended period of time, then revived, brought back to life, and tortured again.
Oh, God, this is another one. A guy I used to go out with used to do that into the mayonnaise jar in his house. When his mom or one of his sisters used to make a sandwich, he always got excited that they were eating it and would go up to his room and jerk off thinking about it again. I thought it was way sick and stopped going out with him, but he never told anybody what he did, like his mom or anything.
Oh, God. All right, I get the picture. All right,
God.
Thanks for that. Thanks for filling me in.
There's so many more on here, you guys.
Listen, the moral of this story is that if you go online, you will find anything and everything, and people are really messed up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
People are disgusting.
Yep. Yep.
They do some really bad things. And just to name a few, here you go.
My sister-in-law thought she was better than everyone else, so I used to make a deposit in her ice trays. I'd get a kick out of watching her drink it, not knowing it was in there. Seemed like some sort of retribution.
Oh, my God. How about you just tell her off? Be like, you're a bitch.
I would say, I don't even know if any of these things are true. People just write fucked up shit. But on the other hand, there are people this fucked up who do this stuff.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there's
without a fucking doubt.
This is actually very, very PG, by the way.
Yeah.
There's some people that do some really, just go online.
Yeah. Now, is there anything that you've ever done to somebody, like, for revenge that you can think of to get somebody back for something?
I'm not really like the revenge kind. I as boring as that sounds, I'm more like
a booger, maybe.
Nah. I more like I would rather confront them and call them out and if I had to do it, maybe do it in public or something embarrassing. But I tend to simmer and kind of stew. Like let things ferment for a little while, and then when people least expect it.
Yeah, but then that's when you usually get over it and forget about the revenge.
No. I sometimes I can wait a long time because then they least expect it. So I got a couple of those brewing right now. Actually.
Oh yes, I do.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah, I'm working on a couple.
I'm on board with you.
I'm working on a couple real good ones actually.
Yeah.
And I can promise you they'll never see it coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
let a good long while pass. Yeah.
I think in college, if I remember correctly, I'm not sure if it was just a fantasy or if I actually did it, but I think I might have scrubbed the toilet with someone's toothbrush.
Oh God. Well, that's kind of like everybody does that, right? That's like, that sounds like, oh yeah, I did that. Like I would really expect a lot of people to say, yeah, I did that, or like, as opposed to like, doing what you just talked about in someone's Cheerios, like.
But you know what? People have been caught doing that in restaurant kitchens.
Oh God.
It's absolutely happened. And somebody had the food analyzed, and it was found out that there was semen in their food.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, really disgusting.
Yeah, listen, if you have any food tested from any restaurant, you'd probably find things that you'd never want to eat in a restaurant again. I've worked in restaurants. One of my earliest jobs, like a kid, I think I told you this, I was like a dishwasher and then like promoted to a busboy when I was like 13, 14. I've seen some really bad things. Kitchens are not a friendly place. They're not food friendly.
No.
There's all kinds of creatures that crawl around in there, and like exterminators come through every day. Even like clean kitchens, not good.
No.
Yeah, dirty, not good.
No, there's always like
even the cleanest of kitchens. If you were really to go back there and say like wow, what's going on in this kitchen, you would never eat there again.
Yeah, most do have some disgusting things going on in places.
And if you ever wonder, like does someone drop a piece of food on the floor? Do they actually pick it up and put it back on the plate? The answer is yes. Yes, it happens.
Yeah.
They don't throw it in the garbage. They might brush it off a little bit, maybe run it under the sink.
Oh, God. I worked at a Chinese restaurant when I was in high school. I was the only white chick in there. Meaning like Caucasian, whatever.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
So everybody was Asian.
Yeah,
so
right.
anyway, like they have those crunchy noodles that they give in the bowl with the duck sauce.
Yeah, love those.
Anybody who didn't finish theirs, even if they were eating from them, putting their hands in
don't tell me
they put them back in. Yep, with the rest of them.
No, after everyone's hands are going in the bowl.
Yep, they put them all back.
Oh, no.
They put them back.
As it is, when you put the bowl on the table and you're eating with a bunch of people, everyone's reaching into the bowl.
Yep.
It's like, really?
Yep, they put all of it back into the big box of all the other crunchy noodles.
So, if you're going there for dinner, you might have crunchy noodles that have been through like a whole lunch session and maybe 2 or 3 tables.
For weeks.
Oh, my God. Oh.
I mean, like every single unfinished bowl went back into the box.
Oh, no.
Yep.
Nothing's wasted.
Nope. And you know what? They told me to do it. I was like, I think 16, so I did it.
Oh, God.
Like at the time, it didn't occur to me to say no. Because it was a job and you do what your boss tells you.
Right.
So I did it.
Right.
So I was.
Did I tell you that when I was washing dishes? I think I might have told you this story in a future podcast, recent podcast. Yeah, not in a future podcast.
Did you tell me in a future podcast?
Yeah, in a past podcast.
When we went back in time.
When I was the dishwasher there, I did the side. I was told to at one point when it was slow and there were no dishes coming through, I had to mop the floors. So I had never mopped the floor. But
you told this story.
Yeah, where I mixed the Clorox and the bleach and whatever else it was that was in there, and it didn't go well, man. It smoked the whole place out.
You mixed ammonia and bleach.
Ammonia and bleach. That's what it was. I did grab whatever was in the closet and I threw it in like one of those big giant rolling buckets with the ringer on it,
Yeah.
And I threw some water in there, and next thing you know, it just started making this white smoke. And the whole place, man, the whole kitchen got smoked out. The manager came in, like, everybody out, cleared the whole place out, cleared the whole restaurant out.
Idiot.
I didn't know. It was like some toxic smoke, cloud.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Well, if you're considering getting any services from a prostitute, consider this.
Oh.
A Tennessee woman robbed a man while his pants were literally around his ankles. This woman snatched the man's debit card Wednesday while she performed oral sex on him inside of a parked car in Nashville. The report says that she was performing oral sex on the victim while sitting in a car located at the Clarion Hotel when she removed the man's debit card from his pants pocket. After removing the card, she allegedly hid it under the passenger seat and placed the wallet back in the man's pocket without him noticing. And then she later used the card at a local gas station where she got gas and some other things and then got caught on camera.
He must have been like head back, eyes closed or
yeah.
something because
yeah.
Don't you think she would have stopped doing what she's doing as she's rifling through his wallet?
I could blow you and fucking do my nails at the same time if I wanted to.
And I think you have.
Flip through my phone, check my mail.
Yeah.
As long as you got one hand free, all you need is one hand on the Johnson and the other one doing whatever you need to do.
Wow.
No problemo whatsoever.
All right. That's just, etched a perfectly clear picture in my brain.
Yeah.
In fact, I think that while we're doing this podcast right now, when you're not talking, I got something for you to do.
Very clever.
Hey, what happened to Alison?
Yeah, very, very clever. Well, there's one other thing I wanted to tell you about.
No, there really isn't.
All right, well then I'll tell you another time.
Yeah, there really isn't. We're like so late for this airport. It's not even funny.
Oh, okay.
Hey guys, we love you, and we're heading off to Baltimore to do the DeWalt Tool Expo for a couple of days. We're going to send you some pictures. Check out Facebook and
make sure you go to
all that.
Make sure you go to skipandalisonbedell.com or hammerandnailspodcast.com. We've got the video from your last Fox and Friends. Was that last time we? Yeah.
That was just the last one.
Yeah.
I just did.
We got the
just
video
a couple
up
of
there.
days ago. I did that on Thursday.
All the links to the products.
Yeah, great tool guide and like gifts for Dad. But now, of course, the Father's Day is over. There's still some great ideas on there for tools and stuff that you can use.
Please give us a good rating on iTunes. If you guys are on your computer and you're on iTunes.
Yeah, even if you don't like listening to camel nuts and like what people do when no one's looking.
Just remember that we're doing this for you, and just as a courtesy for the time that we take to entertain you, go to iTunes, give us a 5-star rating. We really appreciate it. Don't forget that we love you. And as you know what? Go to Amazon through our banner on our website. That's the best thing you can do for us. We really appreciate that.
Tell your friends about Hammer Nails Podcast, and we will catch you next time.
XOXO.
Bye.
Bye.